Vida, Carroll, William, Deutsch, Maggie, Hansford are the next three. Ms. Carroll.
Vida Carroll, Gainesville District. I do live in this county, unlike some of the earlier speakers this evening. I'm a SPED parent of a 4-year-old who is a student in the system. I will be speaking on the Prince William Digital Gateway. This project is a proposed over 2,000-acre data center compound in Gainesville that will tear down home, erase farmland, bulldoze historic land, and replace it with millions of square feet of data center. What does this have to do with the school board, you may ask? Absolutely nothing. It's completely ridiculous. I'm speaking to you on the subject tonight, and I'm embarrassed and apologetic to other parents for taking valuable time. However, last week when Dr. Lateef publicly endorsed this project in his role as school board chair, I felt the need to come and speak on this directly. I know you've heard a few others speak on data centers tonight, and they each failed to disclose that every single one of them is financially invested and stands to make millions of dollars if this project passes. I am not financially invested. I am not an elected official and don't have to balance interest of donors. I don't live near the property, but I am opposed to it. Let's talk about tax revenue. Of course, it will bring in money, but the numbers spouted by supporters are inaccurate. The county's finance department determined advertised revenues are overinflated by 75%. There are several caveats making it highly optimistic, and the number now is based on full build out. That's in 40 years. It's not coming next year. This money's not coming next year, y'all. Look at Loudoun County, often used as an example of a data center haven and an excellent school system. However, in the past year, Loudoun has pumped the brakes on expanding data centers into their suburban rural transition areas. Staff was quoted as saying, data centers have been proven to be an unstable revenue source. And they should know, because just last fiscal year, their budget was about 10% short of projections with a deficit of $60 million from data centers. One of their county supervisors stated, quote, "We worked really hard to accurately predict our data center revenue and use it, only to find ourselves in a position where we ended up overestimating." Shortfalls are likely due to technology depreciating quickly, which raises another concern. Are these buildings even going to be relevant in 10 or 15 years, or will they be obsolete reminders of poor decision-making by our county leaders? I care deeply about what this school system looks like. I will have a school-aged child for the next 17 years, at least. But let's learn from Loudoun. Let's smartly diversify our industrial revenue so we do have increased funding for our schools. Let's increase our data center industry tax to compete with Loudoun, which will double our current data center revenue immediately, not with a 20-year build out, but next fiscal year. Let's teach our children how to respect our earth by preserving rural and historic areas. And most of all, let's keep our local school board out of politics. Dr. Lateef, do not abuse the role you were elected into by going beyond the scope of your job description. Do not inappropriately politicize this board by endorsing widely unpopular and highly controversial dead-end projects. I will not be back to speak on this subject. I will not take away from parent time. This is not a subject for the school board, and I ask that Mr. Lateef, Dr. Lateef, you talk to the gentlemen who have convinced you to hitch your wagon to this and encourage them to stop taking up valuable parent time as well.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll. Ms.